Good morning, my dear Prep 1 students. In today's video, we are going to answer more examples on adding and subtracting algebraic expressions. So let's go now and begin with question number 1. Add the following expressions. I want to add 3x minus 2y plus 5 to x plus 2y minus 3. Again, we said that when I am adding expressions, I'm going to write the first expression as it is, 3x minus 2y plus 5, and then I'm going to arrange the second expression under the first expression, taking care that the like terms should be under each other. So here I have x plus 2y minus 3, and it's already arranged. I'm going to do normal addition, and when I am adding terms, I'm adding only the coefficients. So here it's have 3 plus 1, and 3 plus 1 is equal to 4x. And I have negative 2y plus 2y and negative 2y plus 2y. Here I am adding a term to its additive inverse. So it's 0 and those two terms are cancelled together. And the absolute term I have positive 5 plus negative 3, and positive 5 plus negative 3, this is equals to positive 2. So when I add the two expressions together, the final answer I get is the expression 4x plus 2. Now let's go and do another addition problem. 3n squared plus 5n minus 6, I want to add it to negative n squared minus 3n plus 3. We said that when we are adding two expressions, I write the first expression as it is, 3n squared plus 5n minus 6. And I'm going to add it to the second expression and take care to put each like term under the other. So here I have negative n squared, negative 3n, positive 3. And again, here the expressions are already arranged. So now I'm going to add the coefficient of n squared. So I have 3 plus negative 1. 3 plus negative 1, this is equals to 2 or positive 2. So I'm going to write here 2n squared. And I'm adding the coefficients of n, which is positive 5 plus negative 3, and positive 5 plus negative 3, this is equals to positive 2. So positive 2n. And adding the absolute term, I'm adding negative 6 plus positive 3, and negative 6 plus positive 3, this is equals to negative 3. Let's go to the second one now. I want to add 2a squared b, negative 3ab squared plus b to the power of 3 to negative a squared b plus b to the power of 3. So again, I'm going to add the two expressions together, and the first step I make is to write the first expression as it is. Then I'm going to add the second one to it, and I must take care that the like terms are written under each other. So here I am looking for the term having a squared b, and it is negative a squared b. So I'm going to write here negative a squared b. And for a term having a variable of ab squared, I don't have, so I'm going to leave it empty. And then go to find the term having b to the power of 3. And here the term having b to the power of 3, it is positive b to the power of 3. Now it's easy to go and add the two expressions together. Adding the coefficient of a squared b, I have 2 plus negative 1. 2 plus negative 1 is equals to 1. And since the coefficient of 1, I don't write it. So I only write the variable as a squared b. And here I have negative 3 plus 0. So negative 3 plus 0 is equal to negative 3. And the variable is ab squared, and it's going to be left as it is. Now, going to add the coefficient of b to the power of 3. So I have here 1b to the power of 3 plus 1b to the power of 3, and this is equals to positive 2b to the power of 3. I hope it's much easier now, prep 1. Now, let's go for question number 5. We said that when we are adding expressions together, I go and write the first expression as it is. So I have here 3x minus 4x squared plus x to the power of 3, and I want to add it to the second expression. And keep in mind that I must arrange the like terms under each other. So let's go and see what is the term in the second expression which have the variable of x. The term in the second expression having the variable of x is negative 6x. So I'm going to write here negative 6x. And then go and see what is the term that have x to the power of 2. The term which has x to the power of 2 is positive 2x squared. So positive 2x squared. And finally, do I have any term in the second expression having the variable x to the power of 3? I don't have, so I'm going to leave it empty. And I have here an absolute term of positive 5, so I'm going to write it as it is. And let's go now to see the third expression, which I'm going to add to the two other expressions. We can start by just arranging, looking at 4. 4 is an absolute term and it's positive, and write it down under the absolute term. Positive 7x, and write it under the x, so it is positive 7x. And here having negative x to the power of 3, I'm going to write it under x to the power of 3, and then I can go and do the addition as normal. Here I have the coefficient 3 plus negative 6 plus 7, and this is equals to 4, and the variable is x as it is. And then going and adding the coefficient of x squared, I have negative 4 plus 2 plus 0, and this is equals to negative 2 x squared. Going now to have the coefficients of x to the power of 3, I have here x to the power of 3 plus negative x to the power of 3. Those two terms are the additive inverse of each other, so the result here is 0 and I don't write it. And finally, going to the absolute term, positive 5 plus 4, and this is equals to plus 9. I hope it's clear now, prep 1, and let's go now and see the subtraction problems. We said before that when I say subtract A from B, this means I'm doing B minus A. So I am doing the second expression minus the first expression. If I want to subtract x minus 2 from 2x minus 5, this means that I'm going to write the second expression first, which is 2x minus 5, and I'm going to subtract it from the first one, taking care that I'll put the like terms under each other. So here I have x, negative 2. And we said that there are 3 steps we follow when we are subtracting expressions. The first step is change subtraction to addition, and change all signs to their opposites, and this is the second step. And the third step we have is that we cross all old signs in order not to get confused. So now I'm going to change the subtraction to be addition and change all the signs. Here I have positive, so it is negative. Here I have negative, so it is positive. And don't forget to cross the old sign. Now I can go to find the answer by doing just a normal addition. 2 plus negative 1 and 2 plus negative 1, this is equals to 1. And since we don't write the coefficient when it is 1, so I will only write the variable as x. Going now to the absolute term, I have negative 5 plus 2. So negative 5 plus 2, this is equals to negative 3. So here is the answer of subtracting the two expressions from each other. And let's go now to see number 2. Again, when I say subtract A from B, this means I am making the second expression minus the first. So when I want to subtract those two expressions, I'm going to begin with 2x minus 5y plus 2. And I'm going to subtract it from the first expression, putting in mind that I should put always the like terms under each other. So I have here 2x plus 6y minus 7. The first step we make, we change the subtraction to addition and change also all the signs to their opposite. Positive 2, so now it's negative. Positive 6, so now it's negative. Negative 7, so now it's positive. And don't forget to cross all signs in order not to get confused. And now I'm going to make 2 plus negative 2 and 2 plus negative 2, this is equal to 0. Those two numbers are the additive inverse of each other, so simply I'm not going to write them. And then I'm going to make negative 5 plus negative 6, and negative 5 plus negative 6, this is equals to negative 11y. Going to the absolute term, positive 2 plus positive 7, and positive 2 plus positive 7, this is equals to positive 9. Let's go now to question number 3. I want to subtract negative y squared, negative 3y, negative 1 from y squared plus 6y plus 5. We said that again when we are saying subtract a from b, this means that I am going to make the second one minus the first. So I'm going to begin with the second expression, write it as it is, y squared plus 6y plus 5, and now I want to subtract it from the first one, which is negative y squared, negative 3y, negative 1. The first step I should do is to change the subtraction to addition. So I'm going to change the subtraction to addition. And the second step, change all the signs to their opposite. So here, negative, it's positive, negative, it's positive, negative, it's positive. And don't forget to cancel or cross all the old signs in this step number 3. Now I am doing a normal addition. Y squared plus y squared. Here I have a coefficient of 1, and here I have a coefficient of 1. So 1 plus 1, the new coefficient is 2, and the variable is y squared as it is. Going now to see the term which have y. So I'm going to make positive 6 plus positive 3. Positive 6 plus positive 3, and this is equals to positive 9y. And positive 5 plus positive 1, positive 5 plus positive 1, this is equals to positive 6. And here is the result of subtracting negative y2 squared minus 3y minus 1 from y squared plus 6y plus 5. The last one here we have is, we are going to subtract 3x squared negative 1 negative 5x from 1 negative 5x plus 6x squared. We said that when we are subtracting an expression from another, we start with the second one. So let's go now and start with the second one and write it just as it is without any changes. So it is 1 negative 5x plus 6x squared. I'm going to subtract from it the first expression, and I'm going to arrange the like terms under each other. So the first thing I want to begin with is the absolute term, and the absolute term here is negative 1. So I'm going to write here negative 1, and then going to find the term which have the variable x. And the term here which had the variable x is negative 5x. So I'm going to write here negative 5x. And for x squared I have here positive 3x squared, so plus 3x squared. Before I go and do the subtraction, there is 3 steps that I should follow. Change the subtraction to addition, change all the signs to their opposite, cancel all the old signs in order not to get confused, and then I'm going to make 1 plus 1, which is equals to 2. Negative 5 plus 5, and negative 5 plus 5, this is equal to 0. Two terms, they are the additive inverse of each other, so when I add them together I'm going to have 0. And for the term containing x squared, I have a coefficient of 6 plus the coefficient of negative 3. So 6 plus negative 3, this is equals to positive 3x squared. Let's go now to see the second question. Question number 2. I want to find what is the increase of an expression from another. We said that if I want, for example, to see what is the increase of a from b, so this means that I am doing a minus b, the first expression minus the second. So I'm going to begin with the first expression, which is x squared minus 5x minus 1, and I want to subtract it from 3x squared plus 2x minus 3. The first step I should do is change the subtraction to addition, change all the signs to their opposite. And after changing the signs to their opposite, don't forget to cancel all the old signs. Now I'm having 1 plus negative 3 and 1 plus negative 3, this is equals to negative 2. So negative 2x squared. And then I'm having negative 5 plus negative 2 and negative 5 plus negative 2, this is equals to negative 7x negative 1 plus positive 3 and negative 1 plus positive 3, this is equals to positive 2. So the expression x squared negative 5x negative 1 increased by negative 2 x squared negative 7x positive 2 from the second expression. Again, when I say what is the increase of an expression from the other, this means that I'm doing the first minus the second. So to find here, what is the increase of 3x squared y minus 5x, then 3x minus 4x squared y, I am doing the first expression, which is 3x squared y minus 5x. I'm going to subtract it from the second one, which is 3x minus 4x squared y. Here I have 3x, and it's positive, so I'm going to write it here, positive 3x. And I have here negative 4x squared y, so I'm going to write here negative 4x squared y. The second step I should do is go and change the subtraction to addition. Change all signs to their opposite. So here it's negative, I will change it to positive, and positive I'm going to change it to negative. Number 3, cancel all the old signs in order not to get confused. So now I have 3 plus 4 and 3 plus 4, this is equal to 7. So the coefficient is 7 and the variable is x squared y. And then I have negative 5 plus negative 3 and negative 5 plus negative 3, this is equals to negative 8. And the variable is x as it is. I hope it's clear now, prep 1. Let's go and make some addition problems that are already arranged in a vertical way. Again, we have to find the sum of the following expressions. Here is 3x, negative 4y plus 2. I want to add it to negative 3x plus 7y plus 3. And here I can see a number and its additive inverse. So a number and an additive inverse, this is equal to 0, and the two terms are cancelled together. Now let's go and see what is negative 4 plus 7. Negative 4 plus 7, this is equals to positive 3y. And positive 2 plus positive 3, this is equals to positive 5. Let's go now for number 2. I have 3a, negative 4b plus 6c, and I want to add it to negative 5a plus 6b plus 2c. So here I'm going to add the two expressions together, adding the like terms of each expression with the other term in the other expression. So I have 3a plus negative 5a and 3a plus negative 5a, this is equals to negative 2, and the variable is as it is, so it is negative 2a. And going to b, I have negative 4 plus 6, negative 4 plus 6, this is equals to positive 2, and the variable b is as it is. And for c, I have positive 6 plus positive 2, and positive 6 plus positive 2 is equal to positive 8, and the variable c is as it is. And let's go now for number 3. Before we start with number 3, I would like you please to cancel the c in the last row. So let's go now and begin. What's going to be the answer for a? We said that we are going to add the coefficient. So positive 3 plus negative 1 plus positive 2, this is equals to 4a. And negative 7 plus 4 plus 0, this is equals to negative 3b. And for c, I have positive 5 plus 1 plus 3, and this is equals to positive 9c. And for the absolute term, I have positive 2 plus negative 5 and positive 2 plus negative 5, this is equals to negative 3. Now we have solved more example in adding and subtracting of expressions, and to find by how much does an expression increase from the other one. And in the next video we are going to take the few last cases in adding and subtracting of expressions. I would like to thank you all, Prep 1, and have a nice day.